Kobe, what's the response been in practice this week to the defeat last week?
Just going back to basics, being who we are. Coach Ekip also really emphasized for us, just as an O-line, playing cohesiveness, football, communication, and just getting back to what we do. It's just we want to run the ball and we want to, be physical about it. So come back to basics.
Something Coach Leipold talked about yesterday, and I'm sure Coach Ekip also mentioned it too, is some of the stunts and stuff and communication. How do you go about working on that in practice?
Just repping it out, getting more fluidity. I think that's a thing we really kind of hammered on from that game is just working communication. We can be who we are if we all communicate and be on the same level. So
is there an added challenge to the communication level when you have a guy like Enrique playing on the right side and then the left side and guys kind of moving around and everything?
It can be. I think it's really good for offensive line to kind of play with different parts and we have different people going in. So just knowing that we're gonna get a different look that we haven't worked on. So just us I'm talking about if one person comes in and they run a look that we haven't seen before, we're communicating we're getting on the same level now. So just hammering out the issues.
What stands out about Oklahoma State to you?
They're a really good front. They play really physical. They really do a good job of setting the tone. I think their coach has them really fired up to play each week. So we're looking forward to them.
When you look at what they're doing under the new defensive coordinator, what exactly are they kind of doing that's different? Where I think they're allowing over 100 fewer rushing yards a game, something like that.
Yeah, I think their front, like I said, their front's really good. I think their coach kind of has them really amped up to play each week, and I think that. We're really looking forward to the challenge of going against them. So,
how do you guys feel like you've
surprise
done?
You at all? That a team's amped up like that after having to go through a coaching change?
Well, I can't attest to the coaching change part, but when we were 1-5 last year, I think we played that same mentality. Every game, we're gonna go out here and 0-0. The records don't matter. We're gonna go out here and play ball. So, I think us having that same mentality kind of last year, I can see that way they play. Each game.
How do you feel like the run game has come along for you guys, just as a unit?
I think it's been good. I think it's been, I think that we're we're finding our groove again, and so I think that continuing what we, this past week, tell the truth Monday, is just playing back to basics and kind of being who we are, and so what we've been doing the past in here is just getting back to run the ball.
Does Deuce look better to you than maybe ever?
I think Deuce. I think Deuce is Deuce. I think for me, I see him every day in practice. So I know what type of player he is. He's a physical player. He's gifted. He runs the ball really he runs the ball pissed off. And I think as an offensive lineman, you love that because it's it makes you just want to keep springing it, just keep chipping away. So.
What did you see on that touchdown that he got the other day?
I mean, he is determined. That's one thing about Deuce, and he will find any way he can to get in the end zone, and he will put it all on the line for the school and for the team. So
when he's out, is that noticeable? I mean, that's an element that not everybody has. It's kind of between the ears type of thing.
Yeah, I think LaShawn has done a great job, and Harry and Johnny Thompson and all the running backs have done a really good job. And I think that Deuce kind of adds just his own style to it, and LaShawn has his own style as well. But I think they're really good backs, and so just having a good room like that and playing with a room like that is really exciting.
How has Amir grown? Because it seems like some of his best games have been here recently.
Yeah, I think Amir's starting to find his groove as a player, and I like to see it because I remember him last year coming in, and so just seeing his journey, kind of where he's coming now, it kind of makes me happy. I'm really loving what he's doing, and I wish the best for. He knows he has everything in front of him, so he's gonna continue soaring. So it's gonna be great.
Kobe, you guys have been in this position before, chasing down a couple of wins later in the season to become bowl eligible. Anything you learned in the past in those situations that will help you in the next 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, it's the same. We have every week. We don't change who we are. We don't change the operation. No matter how the game goes, win or lose, we're gonna continue doing what we do. And I think having a steady process like that and continuing it throughout each week and continuing no matter who we play, we're gonna do what we do, our fundamentals, and just all of us playing together and playing free. I think that really just allows it, and this program really allows us to do that. So the coaches really have a good mindset with us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.